Well, good morning, David. We're here for another Spiritual Reflections with the Academy, and I'm looking forward to our conversation today.
Absolutely. It's amazing what spirit can say in 9 minutes, right?
Yeah, it is. And I tell you what, I think once we come up with a framework that we are desirous of, it just shows up for us. So,
It does. It does. Well, I thought we would, if it's okay, talk about a little bit about what the new class is going to start today at Heartlight, which you'll give them that information, I'm sure, later, where they can
sure.
join us if they choose to do that. But we're going to be talking about relationships.
Okay.
So I thought we would just talk a little bit about why is relationships a spiritual principle in our life. I call it divine yearning. There's something about the divine part of it. It's not just our human yearning, but there's
Yeah.
something when we find the presence, that which we call God within, there seems to be a yearning coming from that deity. And so this all stems from an experience I had many years ago, actually, in which I was in a minister's convention that was rather boring to me. I wasn't relating to anything. And out of total boredom, for some reason, it just came into my mind to play a game. I've been reading a lot about the power of imagination and how imagination is a powerful thing to the brain. And
Yes.
I just, for some reason, I don't know exactly, well, maybe I do know where it came from, but something just came to me. Why don't you just play God? Be God.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, well, and I was having a hard time trying to zero in on what it would be to play God. And of course, the only thing I came up with was an attribute that we call God, which is love. God is love. Now, it doesn't say God has love. It says God is love,
Yes.
and therefore that part that is also a part of our own spirituality and divinity. So I was going, okay, what would it be the totality of all love? I was
Hmm.
trying to wrap my head around what would it be to be all love? And,
Yes.
and and at first it was kind of exciting. This thought in my brain was like, wow, this is kind of fun playing this game, and trying to do this. And then all of a sudden it was like I went from I'm the totality of love. I'm the totality of love. And then it slowed down to I'm the totality of all that love is. And the whole tone in my mind began to change as I realized there was something in being the all love that was missing. And it
Ah,
was that I had nothing to love. And that's when love, the noun, became the verb. And it needed something to bring out the love that it was in it. And so that's where creation comes from. Creation is out of that desire to have a relationship with something, and that relationship with something would make it become what it is. So the fact that it was all total love is one thing, but to become that love is another thing. And that's what we call the law of response and stimuli. In other words,
okay.
I only respond to what stimulates me. Well, think about this. If we're coming from the premise that there is nothing but spirit,
Yeah.
quantum field, God,
Yeah.
source, whatever you choose to call it, then you have to realize there was nothing to create anything else but out of itself. There was nothing that
Okay.
existed. So this whole teaching that God reaches down and gets some dirt and dust of the earth and makes man is totally ridiculous. That's just a Genesis story in there. And I could I could get into dust because it's really gold dust. That was the smallest particle known at the time of the writing of the Bible. So they
Yeah.
were using it in place of what we would say a molecule. We didn't know about the smaller parts of ourselves at that
Yes.
time.
Right.
So they used the most simple, small thing that they knew of, and that was gold dust. So out of the dust of the earth means out of the molecules and um, the quantum field, something was made and formed out of it. So
Yeah.
anyway, I know that's getting deep into that, but what I want to say is that now it had something to love. I think that's our creation. When it, call it,
Okay.
begin to have consciousness of itself, we hold that consciousness that it had itself. We are
Yes.
that consciousness that it had of itself. So
Yes.
I'm saying all that to say that this class will be based upon the laws of attraction. Who do we attract into our life? What level of relationships? Why? Some of them in the world of 3D perception have not all been good relationships. People's been through some very bad marriages, relationships, and family relationships. Why? Why have we drawn those things into us? And instead
Yes.
of blaming them, we're going to look at our own frequencies, and that has been the law of attracting into our lives. So we're going to understand things like soulmates. What is a soulmate? What is a star mate? What is a twin flame? We're going to really delve into this idea of relationships.
Okay. So it feels like what you're saying to us is that the yearnings that we have for connecting with others and relationships is a reflection of the divine yearning once it kind of woke up to itself and wanted playmates, you might say. And so that since we're a reflection of the divine, or we are the divine in human form, we carry that same yearning for connection. It's just where we live is a free will planet, and we need to learn how to manage that yearning and
There you
those
go.
connections. And you have a method, and you're calling them. I think what they'll learn is about soulmates, starmates, and twin flames. Is kind of the three categories you've found to place those in.
Right. And that fits with our 3D model. If you'll
Yes.
notice, the things in threes
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of fit into the 3D model.
Oh,
And
I
so
love
we're
it.
going to be,
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
one of those.
Yeah. Yes, you are. So we have to keep working on the 3D model that moves us and evolves us to what we call a higher 5D model. So relationships are changing like everything else on the planet is changing. Young
Yes.
people are attracted to each other in much different ways than when I was growing up, and people were attracted to each other. Uh,
Yeah.
so, so like everything else, relationships are transforming themselves
Yes.
into something else. We're not quite sure what that is yet, but we know we're in that process of something
Well, I think this
major.
is a very timely teaching right now, because I think the degree of separation that we've had over the last 8 to 10 years created within our society is starting to break down, and people are realizing it's not worth it to hold these degrees of separation. We're really all wanting the same thing, which is a balance in life, and we would like to come back to what you're going to be sharing, which is how to hold balance in
Yes,
relationships.
right.
Even if we don't entirely agree on anything, we can still have relationship.
Yeah. A woman said to me many years ago when I was doing energy type work, everything is energy, everything is relationship. And it just stuck
Yes,
in my head forever. And I just kept saying that over and over in the workshops. But I really think what I'm saying is everything is energy. And as it materializes itself, it's by using itself as electrons, protons, neutrons, and all those things, and how they form themselves in
yes,
relationship to each other that we know
yes.
the difference between a human body and a chair and whatever. So it's all about relationship. We're going to the very core, maybe, of our spirituality.
Well, it is, and I'd like to invite anyone that's out there that's listening to this in present time or in the future to go to heartlightcharlotte.org online, and you'll find these teachings available for up to 90 days. And also, along with this series, there's a free ebook available that they can download there at no charge that goes along with the class. So this is going to be about 3 weeks long or so, maybe four, knowing you.
Yes,
and
yes.
maybe today will be an intro, and then you have maybe three to follow up with. So I think we'll continue this conversation on relationships. And remember, everybody, we're here every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can join us live, or go on to YouTube and find the Academy for Spiritual Awakening there.
And invites a friend or somebody you know that's searching spiritually. Maybe they would enjoy joining us.
Right. And so we look forward to seeing you maybe later today at 11 a.m. out there in YouTube land or online at some point, hopefully next week.
All right.
Take care. Thanks,
Thank
David.
you. Bye-bye.